All right, guys, we're back. And today's video is going to be explaining all about intakes, cold air versus factory. And this is my take on all that. All right, guys, welcome back. And if you follow my Instagram page, you'll know this video is coming out. I put a little sneak peek out there for this video. I wanted to film this before the sun sets. It's a little late in the day, a little late to start on this video. And as you can see, yeah, your eyes ain't fooling you. It is October 31st and there's snow on the ground. Can you believe that? What is that? Oh, it's the earliest I've seen snow. So Halloween night, no trick-or-treating because of what's going on in the world today. At least my town's not doing it. But I want to share this video with you and the information that I'm going to give to you, my personal experiences on cold air intakes. And in this video, we're just going to be talking about good old K&N. It's been around for a long time. Pros and cons. We're going to get into it. Stay tuned. Okay, first things first. As you can see, I got the factory set up back on this truck. I ran that K&N air filter set up for about 3-4 years, probably 4 years. And I waited to put this video because I put this on about 200 miles ago, roughly 200 miles ago. I put this back on, mass airflow sensor, and everything hooked up to the throttle body. Now, I've been having trouble with a code that's been throwing on my throttle body intake for quite a while now. I thought it was a ground. Actually, I got an extra ground wire here. But I've been having problems with it. I have driven 200 miles since I've installed this back on the truck. Hasn't thrown a code. Coincidence? I don't know. Maybe. I kind of hope I solved my problems. But I was having trouble with was on the K&N, how this bolts up. It sits really tight in between here and there. And I had a little bit of a air leak, and I think that's what was causing my problems. I'm hoping. So, back to the pros and cons. We're a minute, two and a half minutes into this thing. Okay. Pros to having a cold air intake on a vehicle. If you were at the track and you were at wide open throttle, on average, it is going to benefit you tremendously to have a cold air intake. Everyday driving, whether it be in this truck or in a car, if you're commuting in the car, and if you like to drive fast, it might be benefit to you. But normal people driving every day, this is going to be the most benefit to you. And the reason why, there's a few things that I've caught, and there's tons of videos out there, and there's probably a lot more knowledge that I'm going to throw at you, but I'm going to give you my personal experience. That filter on the back, and I'll go back to that in the tailgate, and you can see exactly how it's set up, is not enclosed, okay? Rain, snow, water, a big splash, water come up through the wheel well, which it could have happened. It doesn't happen so often on mine. You can suck in air with a filter that's not enclosed, okay? Second, it's not enclosed. You're sucking in a lot of the heat that's coming off the motor into the filter, which is drawing it into the throttle body, which in actual reality is making it a hot air intake. I've been having all these problems I'm telling you I've been having problems with since I put this on. Throttle response. You're going to notice a little bit of a throttle response when you put this on because the intake tube, as you saw earlier, is a straight shot, bang, bang. This actually has an acoustics to it. And anyone knows that most air intakes, you can't see. I wish I had a light. I'm sorry. Like I said, I wanted to get this video up before it's sunset. But there's like a tube that runs down, and it's for acoustics on the throttle body, so you don't hear it as much. You're going to get a lot of noise, a lot of cool sounds with the throttle response where the cold air intake is. You're going to be able to hear it a lot better. Like when you hit the throttle, you're going to hear like a little bit of a sucking sound. Some people like that. Now, my situation was the biggest one I just mentioned before about the code it was throwing. Again, I did 200 miles with this factory intake, and I've had another code. So those are some of my issues I've been dealing with the cold air intake, which I still have the sticker on. But I went back to factory so far. I'm very happy with it, and I'm not going to leave it alone. I got an AC Delco filter in it. Everything's back to where it needs to be, the factory settings. Everything's done. Everything's done. Again, to my knowledge, from what I gather, if you're racing your vehicle on the weekends, a cold air intake is going to be benefit to you to give you more air into the engine. Other than that, when you're doing everyday driving, sitting in traffic and stuff like that, you're actually causing, I think, less horsepower because you're sucking in hot air into your intake. I'll show that. Okay, so basically, this sits as a heat shield. It says it's a heat shield. They're full of malarkey, at least on this setup. I know there's other cold air intakes out there. that use a cone filter like this one and a straight tube like this one, but they have a closed-in box just like the factory one, which will help with the air cooling it down and sucking it back in. So a lot of people, they like to get these kits used, and this is actually for sale if anyone is interested in it. I'm selling it for like $100. I still have all the gaskets and everything. Everything's here to bolt up, and actually your mass airflow sensor bolts on the backside with those Allen heads. But anyways, a lot of people like to run this straight tube. I find this setup, at least in this truck, and I've had 3 other types on 3 different vehicles, this one is probably the most poor designed. Sorry, K&N, that's just what I gotta say. It rubs up against, you can see the wear marks, and they're very, very flat. It used to be textured like this, wearing on the fan shroud where the radiator goes. This filter is a good filter. I can't complain on the filter. It's been a good filter, but again, maintenance and upkeep on that. But that's a given with oil filter. Now they have a lot of dry filters with socks on them. But this is the most piss poor design I've seen for a cold air intake system. That cost me back 3-4 years ago, probably $480 for this whole setup. And I'm kind of ashamed that I bought it for this truck, because that is not a closed box where you're going to actually get cold air from. You know, ain't gonna happen. This is all open up top. You're gonna suck in the heat from the freaking engine bay. Yeah, and I'm trying to sell it for $100 and I'm bad mouthing it. Real smart move. Good business. But anyways, guys, I don't want to make it too short, too long. I wanted to keep it on the short side. But this is my take on K&N air filters. And if I was you guys, definitely do your research. Look at every brand out there. Do your homework and look out what you're trying to do with your vehicle. If you're going to race it at the drag strip or you're going to daily drive it, seriously consider just leaving your stuff alone. You won't have any problems. Again, these are my personal experiences. I'm sure I'm going to get some dislikes on this video. It is what it is, but I'm sharing my opinion and what I've dealt with this particular system and been back to factory. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit it up, hit the thumbs, and 99% of you guys that watch my video are not subscribed. Again, I don't post constantly, like weekly. If I have something that's important to talk about and something informal, I'm going to post it. I'm not going to sit there and just post nonsense for you guys just to keep you guys entertained. I'm trying the best I can with this. This is a hobby for me, and I appreciate you all viewing. Leave comments. I love to respond to them, even if it's just to say hi. I appreciate it. Everybody, see you on the next video. Peace.